Good morning. I want to give it a moment just to see if this connection holds. And it seems like it does. Happy Monday. Welcome to another One Mind Meditation. Our teacher for this week is Elizabeth Gilbert. Her message brings a particular brand of fun and tongue-in-cheek to the seriousness we often feel when figuring out how to navigate life. Somebody very good morning. Happy Monday. It's great seeing you. Right, so as I've said, Elizabeth Gilbert is our teacher for this week. And today's message really is a 2-for-1. There's a first part and a second part to today's message. And together I think they are really powerful. Elizabeth Gilbert's wisdom is a refreshing antidote to our culture's obsession with perfection. She reminds us that creativity, far from being the exclusive domain of artistic geniuses, is an inherent human capacity, and we can infuse everything we do with a touch of creative magic. It's the spark that ignites our imaginations, propels us forward, and infuses our lives with color. And when we embrace our creative nature, we're also more likely to embody our playful side. Life happens, and when our carefully laid out plans crumble and our dreams seem to shatter into a million pieces, this is where Gilbert's philosophy truly shines. Instead of succumbing to despair, she invites us to playfully embrace the messiness. Colette, a very good morning. Happy Monday. It is great seeing you. Hello. Welcome to a new week. Right, the first thoughts. The first part of today's message is that you are a creator, whoever you are. And this is how Elizabeth Gilbert speaks about it. She says, creativity does not belong exclusively to professional artists and geniuses. It is the birthright of every single human being. Creativity is our common heritage. You don't need to quit your job and move to Paris in order to lay claim to this heritage. All you have to do is clear some space in your life for whimsy, for invention, for sensory pleasure and play. Most of all, you have to learn how to follow your curiosity more than your fear. And that last sentence, I guess, is the core of this. Can we all learn to listen to our fear less and to our curiosity more? Linda, good morning. Happy Monday. It's great to see you. Welcome to the new week. The next thought from Elizabeth Gilbert is, creativity itself does not care at all about results. The only thing it craves is the process. Learn to love the process and let whatever happens next happen without fussing too much about it. Work like a monk or a mule or some other representative metaphor for diligence. Love the work. Destiny will do what it wants with you regardless. But get stuck in the process. Think about it. Every problem you've solved, every conversation you've navigated, every meal you've improved from leftover ingredients, these are all acts of creation. You are already a creator, whether you acknowledge it or not. The spark that ignites your imagination and propels you forward is not hiding somewhere outside of you. It's been there all along, waiting for you to give it permission to play. So the first part of today's message from Elizabeth Gilbert is you are a creator. Doesn't matter who you are, we all are. That's our birthright. And the second part is we can have fun even when things go wrong. Because whenever we try and get our hands dirty with creating, we will learn that, well, messiness is a part of the process. And even when things go wrong, we can have fun with it. Elizabeth Gilbert says, the world is like a dropped pie most of the time. Don't kill yourself trying to put it back together. Just grab a fork and eat some of it off the floor, then carry on. And the last quote for today is, mistakes will be made, failure will occur. You pick yourself up and carry on. Maggie, a very good morning. Anthony, good morning. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to the new week. So make this the goal for yourself this week. If your pie happens to fall, will you remember to grab a fork, sit on the kitchen floor, and feast on the best parts of this broken pie while you have a laugh, or even a cry? And then clean up the mess, pick yourself up, and get right back to what you're creating. This is not about lowering your standards or accepting defeat. It's about recognizing that life's messiness is not a bug, it's a feature. When your carefully laid plans crumble, when your dreams seem to shatter into a million pieces, you have a choice. You can exhaust yourself trying to restore everything to its original state, or you can grab a fork and discover that some of the best flavors are found in the unexpected places. There is magic in you. But do remember that while magic sometimes takes serious focus and dedication to pull off, it's only ever enjoyed with the heart of a child. You have the capacity for both, for focus and hard work, and to play like a child. If you're ready, you can close your eyes and let's slip away on today's adventure together, starting with the first few big breaths. Let's take a deep breath in and out. Take a deep breath in and out. Deep breath in and let it go. A deep inhale and out. One more big breath in and let it all flow away. You can continue the same breathing pattern on your own time. Every slow inhale through your nose gets drawn all the way deep down into your belly. And as you fill up your belly with air, also raise yourself up. As you breathe in, stretch out your spine, lift the top of your head toward the ceiling. And once you've reached your full height, let all of it go. With every exhale, soften. With every breath out, soften your spine, slump down your shoulders, and even drop your head. While you continue your full body breathing, feeling yourself rise with every inhale, and feeling your body fall with every exhale, We'll start the week by having a conversation about what you're doing right now. And what I mean by that today is not just sitting yourself down for a few deep breaths, although this is the basis for it. Taking your body by the hand, sitting it down and letting your body know, this is how I want us to do this. What I want to focus on is the conversation you're having with your body when you say to this body, this is how I want us to do this. Take a moment to think about the device that you are using to do this meditation on right now, a phone or a computer. This device has an operating system. At its core, the operating system is the program that runs this device. We all have our own operating system too. The program that runs in the background and makes us do things. And there is something similar about the phone or the computer's operating system and yours and mine. There's a very big similarity there. Take a moment to remind yourself, how is an operating system on a computer created? Someone sat down, and actually a very big group of people sat down and made this program. What do they do to make this program? Of course, they've got fingers on the keyboard and they're typing furiously, but more specifically, they're using a coding language to write the program of the operating system. And just the same, our operating system consists of language. We are also completely controlled by our own inner language. When you take your body by the hand and you sit this body down and you say, here is how I want us to do this. That is a conversation you're having with this body. And the language you use shape the programming in the background. There's an old quote that goes, never talk badly about yourself, because the warrior within will hear and will be lessened by those words. Every time you consume something positive, every time you sit yourself down for a meditation, every time instead of speaking harsh words to yourself, you turn it around and speak to yourself kindly, you are writing the code of this operating system. And there's a huge amount of power in that. Keep choosing the language you use with care. Make sure that the words that come out of your mouth are words that write an empowering operating system for you. We'll take the last few big breaths of this phase together, helping our bodies stretch, adjust, and settle down into as much comfort as possible for the rest of our journey. Let's take a deep breath in As you release, drop your head all the way forward and roll out your neck muscles forward and to the left, forward and to the right. Take a deep breath in. As you release, roll your shoulders forward in big, slow circles. Take a deep breath in. As you release, roll your shoulders backwards in big circles, nice and slow. Take a deep breath in. As you release, focus on your spine. Lean your upper body over to the left. Lean your upper body over to the right. One more big breath in. And as you release, you can stretch or move or adjust any part of your body that still needs a bit of help settling down. Having softened our bodies into a state of presence, or at least becoming as present as we possibly can be right now, we can now turn our attention inwards and dive deep inside for the next part of our journey. If you don't have the time to sit for the whole meditation with us, then this is always a good place to stop. But if you are here for the whole journey, we'll take the next few big breaths together. Take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, make it a long, slow exhale. Take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, feel into your body. Feel how softness slips into your body and settles in every part of your body. Take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, follow the downwards flow through your body. Feel your shoulders slowly falling. Feel your body slowly softening. And feel how you are slowly slipping deeper into you. One more big breath in and hold. And as you release, feel yourself melting. Feel your whole body dissolving. Feel how you are slipping into a deeper level of surrender with every slow exhale. You can continue the same breathing pattern on your own time. Every slow inhale through your nose is an invitation. It invites you to turn inwards and follow this journey. As you breathe in, feel the air flow in through your nostrils. Feel the air touch the back of your throat. Stay with your breath as it flows in through your lungs. And as you fill up the balloon inside your belly, feel yourself slip all the way in. Hold your breath. But hold it only for as long as it feels easy, followed by a really long, really slow exhale. With your next big breath, as you dive deep into you, see yourself standing at the start of a brand new week. Almost like seeing yourself standing at the edge of the pool with your toes sticking right over the edge, ready to dive in. Take your next big breath. We use the time as we start our week to look into the week ahead and be intentional. Be intentional about how we want to walk into this week. Because when we're not intentional, we're on autopilot. And on autopilot, we are guaranteed to repeat whatever old patterns we have created in the past. So looking into the week ahead, we take a moment to decide, how do I want to step into today and into this week? How do I want to show up? So let's start with what's known about the week ahead. What is already in your calendar for this week? For a moment, remind yourself, create a visualization, some imagery in your mind as clearly as you can. And always when I say this, I want to add, we don't always see clear images when we try, and that's okay. But take a moment to remind yourself as clearly as you can. What are some of the things you need to get done this week? What are some of the people you need to see this week? What are some of the places you need to go this week? So as you take a deep breath, as you dive deep into you, walk yourself through Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Take your next big breath. What are you creating this week? And we've been beautifully reminded by Elizabeth Gilbert that we are all creators. Every conversation you have is an act of creating. Every time you stand in front of a problem you need to solve is an act of creating. Every meal you have to try and put together is an act of creating. And very importantly, every conversation you have with any human being is an act of creating. On the wide spectrum of creating, what are you creating this week? Perhaps you have one thing very important that consumes all of your attention this week. Perhaps it's just a million little things that need your attention. How are you showing up this week when you create? Perhaps create a picture in your mind of how you see yourself showing up to this week. Take your next big breath. Take a moment to transport yourself a few days ahead to the end of this week. Stand in the next weekend and imagine, if you look back over the week, seeing the things you've done. What would your checklist look like for the end of the week? What are some things for which you'd like to say, I got this done, I got that done? What are some things for which you'd like to say, I got started on this one and I made progress on that one? Have a look at your checklist for the end of this week. Take your next big breath. So we've had a look at what is known about the week ahead, what is already in your calendar. But now let's also take a look at what is unknown about the week ahead. And this might be harder to do because it is unknown. But you might have some idea. Think about the week before and the month before. Think about the stumbling blocks, the obstacles that came out of nowhere. We can know that this week will have some of them too. Things will show up that we didn't plan for. What might some of them be? You can use your past experience to at least create some idea of what might some of these unknowns be that show up this week. Take your next big breath. And when these unknowns show up, this is where Elizabeth Gilbert's words really shine. She speaks about, and of course, not just her, most of the best teachers all speak about the messiness of life. And that the messiness is not an unfortunate side effect that we need to deal with. The messiness is just a part of what life is. For a moment, picture a little baby growing into a toddler, learning how to walk for the first time, taking steps and stumbling and taking steps and stumbling. Our mistake is that we think that once we can walk, stumbling doesn't happen anymore. And we try to apply that to our adult lives especially, that once we're not children anymore, things that should be less messy. We should have less accidents. We should drop less things. And Elizabeth Gilbert's words speak so beautifully to that. When she says, life is like a dropped pie sometimes. When have you felt yourself dropping balls, or perhaps dropping a pie? What has recently had you feel like you've dropped things? Take your next big breath. If we've dropped the pie, I'll stick with the analogy for a moment, then the reality might be that we're either going to need to bake a new pie from scratch again. That might be real. Or the reality might be that, well, there's no more time to bake another pie, so I'm going to need to get on with whatever the next thing is, because there's more work to be done. Can't bake another pie. But either way, whether baking a pie from scratch or getting on to the next job is what's in front of us, we do have a choice in how we tackle it. We can tackle it by being unhappy, beating ourselves up for the stupid mistakes we make. Or we can first grab a fork, sit on the kitchen floor, and have the best bits of this pie that we dropped. Could you remind yourself this week that when the stumbling blocks show up, when the obstacles show up, that taking a moment to be kind to you, to speak kind words to you, which may look like sitting with a fork and picking out the best bits of a delicious pie. As you take your next big breath and dive deep into you, rehearse this. How will you catch yourself when you fall? What are the words of kindness you'll speak to yourself when the stumbling blocks show up this week? Take your next big breath. Will you remember to feed yourself some pie? During the worst parts of the week ahead. We'll take one more big breath together to slip out of the breath holding space and into the next. Take a deep breath in and hold. And as you release, feel yourself slip all the way through. There is no more attention on your breathing. You can sit all the way back or even lie all the way back down and feel yourself just floating. I'll read to you one more time a few words from Elizabeth Gilbert. She says, "Creativity itself does not care about the results. Creativity craves the process. Learn to love the process and then let whatever happens next happen. Don't fuss too much about the results, but get down to the work." She says, work like a monk, or work like a mule, or whatever representation of diligence that you'd like to use. Get stuck into the work, love the work, and destiny will then do what it wants, regardless. She says, the world is like a dropped pie most of the time. Don't kill yourself trying to put it back together. Just grab a fork and eat some of it off the floor. And the beautiful reminder that mistakes will be made. Failure will occur. You pick yourself up and carry on. Of course, this is not about lowering our standards or accepting defeat. It's about recognizing that life's messiness is not a bug, it's a feature. When your carefully laid out plans crumble, when it feels like your dreams are shattered into a million pieces, you have a choice. You can exhaust yourself trying to restore everything to how it was, or you can grab a fork and discover that some of the best flavors are found in the unexpected places. There really is magic in you. Just the way Elizabeth Gilbert said, creativity does not belong exclusively to professional artists and geniuses. Creativity is what each of us is. There is magic in you. But do remember that while magic sometimes takes serious focus and dedication to pull off, it is only ever enjoyed with the heart of a child. And you have both. The heart of a child and a very capable creator. We have the last 5 breaths of gratitude to do together. With every exhale, I'll say my thank you, and I invite you to say yours. Let's take a deep breath in. Thank you for the privilege of standing at the start of a brand new week. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for being given a moment to look at my week ahead and be intentional. Intentional about how I want to step into this day, how I want to show up, especially how I want to show up when things are difficult. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for the reminder that every dropped pie offers us choice. I can be very unhappy because things are not the way I thought they should have been. Or I can choose to see the opportunity in the moment, especially the opportunity for a light-hearted moment. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for learning how to really see the beauty in the messiness. What we think of as messy is not an unfortunate side effect of life. It really is a part of the beauty of life. One more big breath in. Thank you, beautiful people. Thank you for diving into this week along with us. Thank you, Anthony. Thank you, Maggie. Thank you, Sunmary. Colette, it really is so good to see you. I'll pay proper attention to your message in a moment. I'm sorry that you've been in hospital for 2 weeks. Very happy you're out. I'm very happy to see you here. Lots of love to you all. Ciao, ciao. Have a beautiful Monday, Linda. Bye-bye.